we're going to keep going with this list, you guys, because there's some really strange stuff going on. And I think some of these, I think there is more likely that there's some type of external agency interference than it being actually a misremembering of something that happened in history. And I think a great example of that is when you try to start talking to people about how many people were in the car with JFK when he got his head hit with a bullet, right? How many do you remember in that car, John?
Okay. I have to say that in the 1990s, after remote viewing was declassified, remote viewers are like remote viewing every single conspiracy in the world, right?
Of course.
Everything would get remote viewed. One of the things that we looked at extensively was the JFK assassination event. And when you're doing, okay, so picture this. You've got 5 remote viewers. They're tasked, each tasked with the same question, right? On what happened to JFK, right? So you get data back from the remote viewers, and each remote viewer produces, let's just say, 20 pages of information as they run through a methodology, a remote viewing methodology. And so you got 5 viewers with 20 pages each, and you're an analyst on the project. You are going through so the remote viewers are blind, right? Remember, they don't know what they're looking at, so they're running through their methodology. And as an analyst, you're correlating their data between sessions to find the congruent points. And you're also researching like mad everything about it that we know of, the film especially, in order to put those pieces together with the data. So as an analyst, you know how many people are in the car. You know how fast that car was going. You know what street it was on. You know what the crowd was like. You know what the Secret Service was doing. You're analyzing every single piece of information to line up with your data because you're going to come to a conclusion on this. There were 4 people in that car. There were 4 people in that car because I was analyzing the data. And I had to analyze the film so I could line it up. 4 people. There was JFK, his wife, and there were 2 people in the front.
What if I told you that was the Morpheus meme? What if I told you that there were 6 people in that car, according to the photographs? And
there weren't. There was not 6 people in that car.
I actually agree with you. What I find bizarre now, though, is even the video has 6. So has this been tampered with? No, I mean, I'm really honest question. Has the video been tampered and the images been tampered with and replaced by something to throw people off of more of this? I mean, it was a very messy assassination, they're.
Well, so one of the deals when we were looking at this was, what did the person in the passenger seat, front passenger seat, do to JFK as the car was driving? Because it did look like something happened with the person in the front passenger seat right in front of JFK. I think it was Secret Service agent or something. And it almost looked like at one point in the film, not with 6 people in the car, that he turned back and he did something to JFK. So there was this other aspect that we were looking at, and that was part of the deep analysis that we were doing, like on the car. Like, was there somebody in the car who was involved in this? And there were not 6 people in the car. There just weren't. There wasn't 6 people in the car. It was 4.
Well, and what's weird is if you review these tapes over and over again, now there's 6 people in the car, and it looks like the person interfering is the driver, not the passenger.
Right.
Now
right.
I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. This is another one of those that I know. This is another one of those that I know because of really deep involvement. So, yeah. I don't know. What a terrible event.
Oh, it's awful. It's the worst. The worst.
Jeez, I just can't imagine. Terrible.
Yeah, how do you recover from that? Like
Yeah.
Jackie, you know? No wonder
Yeah.
why she married an Onassis. That's crazy. Yeah, the JFK assassination, the six.
So wait, so you remember it being 4,
I
right?
personally remember it being 4. Look, my cousin was a JFK assassination buff. She couldn't stop watch. Like this is I'm talking about, she's 2 years younger than me. I'm talking about, I'm 16 years old. She's 14 and she can't stop watching JFK conspiracy theory videos.
Right,
She was
right.
obsessed with it. So every time I'd go over to her house, I would always be like, or at least sometimes I'd be seeing her watching stuff and she was really interested in it, trying to figure out what went on. And I always remember 4 people in the car.
Right.
It
Yeah, it
was
was 4
never the
people.
stretched 6 people.
No, it was never 6 people. It was 4 people and it wasn't a stretch limo. Yeah.
And I think in this case, I'm more likely to believe that nothing's really changed in this reality, but that the source video has been modified and changed.
Absolutely could be because, we know, I think most people out there, whether they believe in remote viewing or conspiracies or not, believe at this point that the JFK assassination was not the lone gunman situation. I think most people do not believe that story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I think that, yes, so you would have had a conspiracy here, and there could be a conspiracy to begin to even obfuscate that evidence, like the Zapruder film. And then, hey, it's just a Mandela effect, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how
Right. Oh, it's the
it all.
crazy people. Now they think there's a Mandela effect around JFK. It makes everyone stop looking into it.
Right. Okay, and we're basically gonna get to, we have to talk about another really bizarre thing that seems to have changed. All right, I want you to take a step back and remember everything that you remember about ancient Egypt growing up from your research, all of that stuff. All right.
Okay.
Now we
I'm taking a step back.
remember, yeah, we remember these headdresses that the pharaohs would wear. Okay, the headdresses. Now I want to ask you, um, what do you remember coming out of the center of the headdress?
Wasn't it a cobra? It was a cobra, right?
Just
Am I right?
one. What was it? More than one thing? Was it just a cobra? Was it something else?
All I remember was like a cobra. That's just all I remember is one thing. That's a
All right,
cobra.
Lindsay, can you pull this up?
No, wait, something going on with this? I don't know anything about this. Wait, what is
Look
that?
at that. Do you ever remember this?
What is that?
That
There's
is King Tut's headdress.
no, no,
Mandela
no, no, no.
effect.
What is that thing? Is it a bird?
There's a
It's a
bird and a cobra.
no, no, that's not right. Huh? That's really weird. I don't remember that at all.
Me either, bro.
I mean, this is part of art history too. Like this is
I
stuff that
know.
we studied. No, there was a cobra, just one cobra. There was not a turkey. Is that a turkey head?
I think it may be it's probably more likely to be a vulture or
A
something to that
vulture, right?
effect.
No, this is not right. Well, what? What is going on? It even looks weird. Like,
It
who in
does.
their right mind as an artist would go, "Hey, this works"?
No
No,
one. No one would do
come
that. Like
on. No
no
one
one
would.
would. No.
I've never seen this one. I have never seen this one. All right, that guy's fired. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that one really threw us for a trip when we found it because we were like, no, no, just no. Like now you're just making fun of us, Mandela
I
effect.
know.
You know? Okay, this one is okay. When I found out about this Mandela effect, the first thing that I did is I called my mom, who was about 65 years old at the time, and her favorite movies are Disney classic movies, and she has the VHS, and she's always loved Snow White. Okay, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There is a scene in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs where the evil stepmother speaks into a mirror. And what does she say, John?
No, she says, mirror, mirror on the wall.
And my mother, who knows nothing about the Mandela effect, said the same thing.
Mirror, mirror on the wall is well, it would be akin to a meme. I mean, all little girls would say that to the mirror, right? After watching that. It's like, it's magic. It creates magic, right? It's what it is.
Yeah, now she says magic mirror on the wall.
No, she doesn't.
She does.
No, she doesn't. There's no way it says that. Let me see thy face.
Let me see thy face.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Wait, you missed the magic mirror. There it is.
Wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
Magic mirror on the wall. Could that be just misheard? No, this is a meme thing.
Dude, it's been translated into other languages as mirror, mirror. Hundreds of songs have talked about mirror, mirror on the wall, not magic mirror on the wall.
Right. This is the remnant thing. This is one of those things that has a lot of remnants on the edges. Yeah.
You guys want to hear this again?
Yes.
Mirror on the wall.
Wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
No, because part of the spell is to say mirror, mirror. I mean, that's the mirror. It's a spell, right? And all kids learn this. All little girls learn the spell from Disney, and that is mirror, mirror on the wall.
That one is frustrating.
Yeah, but it's also weird. It is like, you go into like ritualistic types of things too that mainstream oddness creates. Anyway, don't want to go into that.
We'll be getting more into those things at some point for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs. So what does Hannibal Lecter say to Clarice when he sees her that everybody remembers?
I don't know what he said. What did he say?
Hello, Clarice. Remember that? It's everywhere.
Right.
He didn't say that.
What did he say?
He said good morning. That's it.
Hello, Clarice.
Dr. Lecter.
He just said hello, Clarice, in that one.
That's the Mandela Effects.
Wait,
Lindsay,
what?
you pulled up the one that's been redone to show what he supposedly said.
Here's the big problem is that people on YouTube will take these clips and do it the way they remember. Oh, okay, well, nothing changed. That's so
they'll redo it.
This. Let me just find the real one.
She's got to find the real one.
I'm trying to find this so fast that I just pull up the one that I think it is.
I like that you're doing it this way, Lindsay. It's awesome. It's just totally making me even more confused. Yeah, if I had dementia or Alzheimer's, I'd be so messed up right now. You guys would be just confuse-a-catting me.
So, you keep...
There it is.
My name is...
Morning.
There he goes. He says good
He
morning.
never
He says it nicely. Good morning.
You guys want to restart there?
Never said good morning. Do it again. You gonna play it again?
Yep.
Morning.
Dr. Lecter, my name is Clarice.
No, that's just absurd. He's supposed to be scary and creepy.
Yeah.
Like, come on. He doesn't say good morning. I'll chipper like.
Yeah,
he's a psychopathic serial killer in a jail cell.
He would freak her out by already knowing her name upon their first meeting and saying, hello, Clarice.
Right.
Yeah. And that never
That's so
happened
funny.
now, which really has really screwed people up because like everyone says that after that movie came out, everyone would
Right. That's
say that,
another meme.
you
Yeah.
know?
Ah, that's funny. That's not right. That's not right. See, like a lot of so here's the funny thing, like these Mandela effects create less symbolic and metaphorical context, or they suck out the context of something. Ultimately, like the braces, the psychopathic killer now being chipper and saying good morning. I mean, it's like the artist now putting like two weird things on King Tut, like context, guys, like context, style. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
done.
what's weird is it's like we went from a universe that made sense into one that makes slightly less sense
Right,
contextually, right?
right.
And like even the Mona Lisa itself, like why would Leonardo paint it? Would I don't it just it would have been more mysterious because he was like obsessed with painting
Right,
that woman,
right,
you know?
right.
She's definitely smiling there. Yeah, it's a strange. We were just looking at the painting again, you guys at home, just so that if you hear an awkward silence there for a moment, that's what was going on. Um, yeah, I mean, there's more in movies, there's more in art, but there's something that I want to go to. Like there's actually probably two that we should talk about. And the first is we have a personal comment that we got on the Rise.tv platform. So for those of you at home that like what John and I are doing over here, if you like, we have one of the ways that you can support us is we have a subscription platform called Rise.tv. It has like John's own personal series called Chronicles of a Psychic Spy. We have Edge of Wonder on there, which has the Mandela Effect, and we've done 6 episodes on this, like really, really gone into detail and found remnants for a lot of these things, which is really bizarre. And you can go check all of those out over there for sure. So definitely go check all of those out. And yeah, we got a comment the other day from one of our I can't remember which video it was, but the comment is really interesting and I kind of want to read the comment right now on screen. So if Lindsay, if you could pull the comment up, that would be really helpful. We've blocked out the name just for a little bit of anonymity here, but it says, "Hello, Rise TV. I wanted to ask if I have a situation of the Mandela effect. My late husband was a friend to Jimi Hendrix. He told me over and over that Jimmy died from an overdose in New York City, and he was the one who gave him the drugs, unfortunately. Jeez. But when I looked into Jimmy's death, the Wikipedia story states that he died in London and his girlfriend was asleep when he overdosed. But my husband stated that the girlfriend called him and told him that he had overdosed and that she didn't know what to do. By the time he arrived, he could not bring him back. He told me that if she had taken him to the hospital, he would have lived through the whole ordeal. For me, it seems like it's an effect." Wow.
Yeah, that's wild. It's like you get it now, you're getting into into the personal experiences here of the Mandela effects that aren't shared by other people. And that's actually a really interesting area of this because, I've read personal Mandela effects for people that nobody else really remembers, like statues changing and stuff like that, or like street names changing or houses changing on their streets, colors of houses changing, stuff like that, which that's been like an interesting thing for me. It's like you don't hear a lot about that. You
Yeah.
don't because people will just go into, nah, I'm just misremembering this thing, or they'll just bury it because who are they going to tell, But that one is interesting because that's a personal one, and the personal ones can be really profound, I think, even more profound than the broad ones for individuals, because your own reality is changing. So is there anything, I mean, Wikipedia, I mean, yeah, Wikipedia as a resource is not necessarily correct. Is there anything else out there on Jimi Hendrix's death that's different than what Wikipedia states?
Yeah, and what's also strange is, we've done videos on the 27 Club, right?
Right.
This
Whole thing.
is
Yeah.
Yeah, like the 27 Club is basically this group of people that seem to have died all at 27. And Jimi Hendrix was one of these people.
Right.
And so now you've got this like double strange thing going on, of different people remembering him having died in New York, and now we've got him having died in London. And
right. Yeah, I mean, that's strange. I think that's interesting. You know what I think? So, whoever's watching this thing in comments, for people, rack your brain. Think about the Mandela effects that may have happened to you. Just put it in there, whether you think it's a misremembrance or not, in your local environment. Like, what kind of effects are happening to people in their local environment? If this is obviously truly happening and is something that is timeline based rather than some kind of psychological operation, then what? You would expect to see this stuff happening in our own local environments, don't you think? So if you're watching this and you had something happen, like, say it. We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah,
I
please
think
write
that's
us
a
in.
fascinating area. Yeah.
And actually, Lindsay, do we have an email people can email us specifically for encounters that they've had or accounts? There you go. It is contactmetaphysical@gmail.com. So that's, again, contactmetaphysical@gmail.com. If you have some experience that you want to share with us that we can kind of track down to see what's going on.
Yeah. We'll tell you if it's a Mandela effect or not. We're the new authority.
Right. Don't lie. John will know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple more that we could talk about, but the one that I kind of wanted to end on before we head over or we start our other episodes about what is causing this whole thing is one that's kind of a little bit near and dear to this show, which is the moon landings. Now, this is one of the biggest Mandela effects out there, because there are, how many moon landings do you remember happening?
Okay, so I know through remote viewing that the whole program, the Apollo program, was cut short when they said that they were still going. They weren't actually going. Like, we've remote viewed this stuff. A lot of it's just a bunch of nonsense. So I honestly don't even know how many actual public moon landings took place because of all the remote viewing data that I've got on it.
So there was reportedly, look at this, among 7 Apollo moon landing missions, only 1 did not land men on the moon. So 6 times they've gone to the moon, but almost everyone remembers this idea, I guess you could say, that they went up there and then they just stopped after the first one.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Wait a second. Okay, so no, I'm totally confused now.
Me too.
Wait. Okay, so now are they claim? No, these are not real. Like these are not, like, even if they claim that they went to the moon that many times, they did not go to the moon that many times. They were movie sets. Like, literally, I know I'm getting into the moon stuff, but the first one was real. Like, we've seen that.
Yes.
Right? We've seen
But what's important here, look, 6 missions landed humans on the moon, beginning with Apollo in July 1969. No one remembers this happening, John. When? Who was it? Like, we remember the 3 men, right?
Well, no, I mean, they had the buggies, right? They're riding around in the moon buggies and stuff like that, and taking soil samples and jumping around and whatnot, right? I mean, those were supposedly the other missions to the moon, right? Is that what we're talking? I don't
No,
know what we're
this
talking
is the thing. This is what's so strange though, is like, okay, the video that you and I published where they looked like devastated and
Yeah, that one. That
overcome.
was like
The devastation was from, we can't go back to the moon.
right. And they didn't.
They did. Well, okay, so they didn't, but publicly it's saying we've gone to the moon 7 times, and no one seems to remember that.
So weird. Yeah, I'm all confused now. I don't know what's happening.
I don't either.
Where am I?
I was hoping you could shed some light on that for me.
I don't know.
Because
I don't
I'm
know
confused.
I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know what's happening anymore. I think I just need to go take a nap.
All right, you guys. Well, this kind of wraps up our 2-part episode covering some of these Mandela Effect. In the next episode, we are going to start unraveling what's really going on and what's causing this Mandela.
What's really going on? Two guys on the internet got it all figured out.
All right, so stay tuned, because the next episode we're going to go into all of the speculation on what these things are that could be causing the Mandela Effect in the first episode of that 2-part series. And then the next one, we're going to be talking about Project Looking Glass and John's remote viewing data of what's actually going on with the Mandela Effect and what he and his team have remote viewed. So definitely check those episodes out. This is obviously in total a 4-part series, but we're breaking it up with Mandela Effect and then what's actually causing the Mandela Effect, Project Looking Glass, and remote viewing data on it. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we hope you thought these episodes were as out of this world as we did.